Well, here we are on the next vlog already. I don't have my hat. That's not like me. Hang on, let me get into character. That's better. Okay. Day 2, second vlog. Doing pretty good. Next project today. The Jeep, see in the back, my daily driver. It's a 1994 Jeep Cherokee XJ. And we put all the lights and stuff, as you can see in there. Put all the lights and stuff on it. And I'm getting a little bit of a light flicker out of the driver's side headlight, and I really don't want to have to send it back and do the whole return policy and everything, so I'm hoping when we put it in the trans cooler that it was actually just a bad connection. It has a little 3-prong connector. Hoping it was just a bad connection, but like I said, this was that new trans cooler we put in. You can see in there. I might do a video on that later, but this is my suspect bum headlight here. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it into the garage and see what we can figure out. So here's Jeep. Of course, when I pull it in, it doesn't do it, so maybe it's related to the weather, possibly getting some water in that connection. Let's have a look down inside here though. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to see it, but back here behind this cover area, there's a little 3-prong connector, and like I said, when we were doing the trans cooler install, we had to take off the whole front end off of it and everything like that to get in there and do that. And we undid the connection for the headlights. I went ahead and wrapped them in tape, electrical tape, just to make sure that they're nice and weatherproof and everything like that. And I'm kind of starting to think maybe we forgot to do one. As you guys know, I just had knee surgery, so at the time we were doing this, Autumn, my wife, was actually helping me. And actually she did all of it, so I think maybe when it got put together between the two of us we kind of forgot about it, but let's go ahead and tear it apart and see what we can do about that. So here's the Jeep now with the grill off. As you probably saw, I had a bunch of 10s up here, some T30s, a couple 13s over here on the side, and some other random little Phillips head screws. But this is what I'm talking about right here. Here is that little 3-prong plug underneath this tape, which it does look like we taped it up. So let's see if I can get it to do it again. It's kind of getting a little flicker. It's going to turn it on and off, and not wanting to stay on a low beam or a high beam, it kind of flickers, so let's try it. So when I pulled it in here, it wasn't doing it, but now that I have it apart, now it is. This one's on. This guy, not so much. Let's pull that connector off and see what we see. So here's that little connector I was talking about. Your lead's coming up here to your little 3-prong connector, and it's on now. Yep, there it is. Looks like I have a little bit of a wiring repair to do. So I went ahead and took this little connector off and untaped it here, everything, and got in here. I noticed the plug actually itself is a little cracked right there, so that might give me some trouble later. If this continues, I'll probably end up cutting these wires off and resplicing in a new plug. But I can see this is the ground wire here. It had a little bit of scunge on it there, a little rust build up and some dirt, and I went ahead and wire wheeled that and cleaned it up. You can see it's all shiny right in there on this little terminal. And I got a little dielectric grease to try and keep some of the moisture out, so I'm going to clean up the other 3 and throw a little grease on there and close it up and tape it up, and hopefully that fixes our problem. This side looks pretty good. But if that doesn't, probably ended up putting a new connector on it. Okay, now we got that connector fully filled up with schmoo in there with that dielectric grease. I went ahead and put a zip tie around it just to make sure that those connectors don't pull off away from each other, because that one being broken, I don't want them over time to pull apart. So here we go, get the high beams on, and I'm giving it a good shake. It's not dimming at all. So, whereas before you could just pull this thing and that would go dim. So, I think we got our problem solved for now. I might still replace that connector, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Well, we got it all back together. I think that might be it for the day then. Jeep is fixed, so I think that's going to be it for today's video. I didn't get around to cleaning the rest of the garage, but you know, it just makes for more videos. So, all right, thank you guys. Catch you next time.